Hey, Juan, today's adventure brings me back out to San Francisco. I always love coming out here, of course, because there's always something new and different I can always do out here. And if you can see the sign in back of me, and yes, it is windy, it is Alcatraz, believe it or not. I've done this multiple times during the day, of course, but tonight it's going to be a different experience because I am doing a night tour at Alcatraz. This should be really fun. So hopefully you guys can bear with me. It's a little windy. It's been windy throughout the day. But I guess you can see there's a compass lying around here. Right in the middle of it is the model of Alcatraz. Let's move closer to check this. All the details of this model here. So everything is listed over to the sides, telling you what things you are looking at. Just like industrial buildings would be right there, believe it or not. This is a nice little model. It's a big model, but actually when you look out towards the water, it actually looks like a small little island. Post exchange as a globe. Okay, so I'm going to go in detail with this model here. Well, not too much in detail, but I just want to show you what it looks like because this is pretty cool. The barbed wire that's up here, this is cool. So on this surface of the island, of course, we got buildings where there's people that used to live out there in control of the whole Alcatraz Island. But as you go up on more in the middle, on the very top, water tower up there. This is the prison cell. All the prisoners were held up here. And when when we do actually get over there just as well too, since we're they port right here on this side, then we're gonna have to hike it up here, through here, up these hills, goes back and forth, then you can actually make it up to the prison. I'm hoping we can actually check out the island itself, just not the prison itself, just as well too, because I've been around this whole territory, and it's beautiful. There's a nature trail, which I don't know if it's gonna be open or not, because we'll be over there at nighttime. I grabbed this particular area too, because if you guys have seen the rock, this was the side they were actually on. Right up there was a platform where Nicolas Cage at the very end of it was flagging down to people not to bomb Alcatraz. Let's see how much closer I can get up there. I need to be careful saying that out loud, by the way, too. Of course, I know I'm laughing because when I'm around people and everything, I should really be careful with my choice of words. But it's going to be a beautiful night. The wind calms down because it is windy, a little frisky because of that reason. If it wasn't for the wind, this would be perfect. So are you guys ready to come with me to Alcatraz for this very night? Come along with me. Okay, I think I might be going inside because I am getting wet from the waves up here to the front. But we are going around the island, as you can see.
Now, just in 1930, they burned 800,000 gallons of diesel fuel just to power the island.
A dockside landing. If you are seated, please remain in your seats. Please exercise caution when standing or moving around the decks, should there be any unexpected vessel movement. Please hold handrails whenever possible, particularly on stairways. Attention please, we are now approaching a dockside landing. If you are seated, please remain in your seats. Please exercise caution when standing or moving around the decks, should there be any unexpected vessel movement. Please hold handrails whenever possible, particularly
still holding on
stairways.
But this is where we're gonna stop the port to Alcatraz Island. Welcome to the Rock. We have made it on Alcatraz Island. Whew. Got wet from those waves. So once again, as many times as I said where I am, I am at Alcatraz Island.
Across the dock, up that hill, following those red street signs for the Fox, feathers, birds, park rangers, in-trips, buildings, vehicles,
She's giving us all the instructions or directions we need to know for tonight. There's no food beyond this point where we're about to go up. And I'm probably going to do the guided tour right away, but there's more events happening tonight, which I'm really excited to see what we're going to have in store tonight. And you guys are coming along with me for the ride. But this is, once again, I've done this many times, but not the night time, so this is going to be really cool. There's a bookstore too. There's a theater up ahead. Everything points to the direction where you can actually go. This is amazing though, just since that hour or two. Well, not yet anyways, we'll be within the next hour. I cannot wait to see this at night. It's a nice car. Nice little old-fashioned car. Got the views out there too, of course. Got Angel Island over there. It might be actually. There's a lot to explore on this island too. Flank Defense Howitzer, is that how you pronounce that? Same one to there, so there's people there. I'm kidding. Of course, they always say this for today, even for night. And sometimes I don't even follow the directions that well with this, but they always say to dress warm when you come over here. Yes, you can't see it. I'm still in shorts. I can probably pay for this later on, probably. But I do got my sweatshirt on. Do have a shirt on underneath. Yeah, you get the point. I also want to mention too, the last time I was actually here, this is when everything actually opened after COVID. This was actually one of my first spots I actually came, believe it or not. So there's some people here, but during that time, of course, you had to wear the mask, of course. But now everything's out in the open. It's 2025, 5 years later. Yeah, I'm running out of breath a little bit because we're going up a hill right now, believe it or not. But I'm going to show you guys around because we're looking at beautiful flowers and bushes, a beautiful sunset hitting the bills right now. I see all these flowers. All these flowers are blooming really good on Alcatraz Island. I'm just going to let you guys take it in because it's kind of hard talking when you're out of breath going up these hills. Put these on the ground for good traction, so that's probably good. They did this. And you guys remember that water tower I did in that model? Where we're on mainland. That's why I can say that, mainland. Because we're on an island, believe it or not. That water tower's right there. Hey, Mr. Siegel. Seagulls can really enjoy this island. The birds really probably enjoy it being down here. And this is actually pointing us to the cell house audio tour now, which I'm gonna follow that path. A very beautiful look of Angel Island just across the way from here from Alcatraz Island. And of course you got all the Bay Area. What a beautiful night. More seagulls to greet us here. Hey guys, what's up? Okay, we have made it totally up to the prison.
What's that?
This big hill. Cell house entrance. Going into the main prison, so what's going on right now. With the audio tour. Keep the key, lock us in here. A big lockup. This is the big room where you get your audio. Getting ready for that. As you can see too, this is where the showers were. So the prisoners probably had to come down here and shower. Interesting how the things really have changed within time. We have made it to the top into the audio tour. I might share some stuff with you guys with me doing audio tour. They give us a little tape. Stopped here because this is where the point where you actually started this as well too. So this is the beginning of the tour. They'll talk about the tour narratives back of us. Talk about the fellow officers. This is interesting, I gotta say. So I'm looking for the numbers. 113, that is the bad number. See all these numbers? There's numbers up here, 125. I'm looking for 113, unfortunately, which should be up here soon. They're talking about this right now, 113. Just imagine being the prisoner inside one of these. See later on, they're gonna demonstrate how it's like being locked in one of these jails. I paused my tour. Of course the wind's picking up. But they were talking about the recreation area. I should have brought my mic. The audio tour is actually talking about these famous prisoners. Birdman's up there too, if you remember him. All these prisons over here are dark, but I noticed they kind of are doing some work over here. So there used to be windows over here where you could actually look out. I almost hear the sound of seagulls this as well too. But I'm gonna take you down here. If you really needed a timeout, these are the cellmate. Go in here, see how dark it is? That's dark. I think one of these you can actually go into. Yeah, so someone's in there. Yeah, see if I can. Yeah, it's dark, as you can see. Yeah, this would be dark. Man, you can't see them, but there's pictures all over the wall here. Man, so it says you can't see it, but was never intended to live as a caged animal. And it's extremely dark in here. This is like a big timeout for prisoners. Okay, headed back up. I don't want to be locked in as a prisoner. wanted to show you this. This is called the Great Escape. See the prisoner, fake head. But if you notice way back there, this is how they escaped. It's getting the wall, going in between these cells, which you can see. There's more cells on the inside. There's a wall in between there. They have to be super skinny, which they probably were in prison.
Over here.
That's called the Great Escape. So just after showing that whole event, when the guys that used their spoons stay stolen, they went in between this section, the utility coordinate. That's what I'm hearing with the audio tour right now. There's talking about how scary it was. They can actually hear prisoners from each cell talking to themselves, grinding their teeth. This is, of course, the end of the audio tour, but they're talking about the last prisoners to be sentenced here at Alcatraz Island. JFK, that's in 1963, closed and retired Alcatraz Island to be a prison. And just like that, we are done with the audio tour. We're heading back outside. But the privilege of actually staying here later, there's going to be things that are going on around Alcatraz Island. Talks like what happened here, people, how they experience things, prisoners, the life of prisoners. So this is going to be quite interesting. This goes all the way up until 8:30. So yeah, as you can see, this is the perfect time for a sunset, and I'm heading towards that way. These workers are so amazing here. Like he just pointed me to the direction where the first one's happening at 7:20, which is called A block, which is where I'm heading. That's exactly where I'm heading, where all these people are going up the stairs. Oh, I found the restroom if I need it. Good to know. We're back in the prisons. There's those pictures. 1918 U.S. Army learned that San Francisco is home to men. Do you guys want to go inside the prison? This is one, so do not lock me in, who's ever back. It's interesting. There's an echo in here too, I can hear it. Don't turn off the lights. Wonder what this is. Let me out, I need that cup. Okay.
Time the Army realized the people they just incarcerated are amongst the least well-educated from their service. So they decided to do two things at once. They opened a school and they employed teachers and tutors. So if you were a military prisoner on Alcatraz Island, you spent your term working and going to school. The Army says it was an effective strategy. For the U.S. Army, imprisoning men on Alcatraz from the 1860s till 1934, more than half of these men would leave here to re-enter the Army service. Now more disciplined and better educated men. The Army saw the cost of educating their prisoners as an investment that paid them dividends, and it worked very well until the year 1934. That's the year this becomes a federal prison with a different mission. The Army started making plans to leave in 1933 because they said it was costing them too much to operate. Great Depression's going on in the early 1930s, economic downturn worldwide, and the Army looks at what they're doing on Alcatraz, bringing water here every day, no fresh water, bringing out fuel to burn and generate power. That electricity is not made in PG&E in San Francisco. It's made in a power plant built by prison labor on the north end of this island. The Army says they're going to move. They're not going to stop this type of military prison. They're going to build one on the mainland. So as they're packing up, the National Park Service and Department of Justice, that's the one, sees an opportunity. The bulk of America's prison population are held in state prisons. We have 50 separate state prison systems, and we have one federal prison system. The federal penitentiary system, 1934, held about 10% of our nation's prisoners. The population of the federal prison was very stable, was not growing. But despite the Great Depression, they were looking to build a new prison. They wanted to build a new prison to send a message. They wanted to build this new prison to show the public they were controlling risk in their prison system. And what they were looking to do was build a prison that had very high symbolic value. They were going to build a difficult prison to get away from. And they were citing locations in the Aleutian Islands, in the Alaskan Territory, when they hear the Army is about to abandon a prison in San Francisco Bay. Army hands off the keys, it becomes a federal prison. The men who were sent to Alcatraz came from other federal prisons because of their behavior behind bars, not the crimes they were convicted of. And I've done a good bit of research in the National Archives reading the files of the men who were here in the federal years. And they have a lot of things in common. Most men dropped out of school to grade school. That's very common for a man on Alcatraz. Most you find that they've labeled a man a career criminal, or they labeled him incorrigible. Their career criminal means it's the impression of the Bureau of Prisons that their prisoner is a professional thief, if you would. And their imagination is if he gets out of their prison, he's going back into his line of business. That's a career criminal.
Curious. Officially, you know, I'm a historian, so I have a vast knowledge of the history and some more recent history, like the families that come out that are related. But officially, I have no comment on that new news. But what I'm happy to tell you is that I really like my job. I really like my job. And I can say that. Yeah. His name is Bob Luke. Mr. Luke, Robert Luke, same man. His story is really unique because of how he turned out after Alcatraz. Mr. Luke was part of many people here that suffered from poverty. You know, the Depression era hit, and a lot of people that either worked or lived inside Alcatraz were a result of that era. Bob Luke's family was huge. He never had one-on-one time with his parents, but he was well loved. And he did understand it was strange to ever get one-on-one time with them. And at 15 years old, Bob Luke is invited to a private conversation with his mom, where she looks him in the eyes and says, "He's not your father." The man that he'd been calling dad for 15 years was not his dad. And this hurt him so bad that his mom could lie. It's this very moment in time that something like a black cloud moved over Bob Luke's head. And he just didn't care what happened anymore. He was angry. He drops out of school. He finds people that are able to lift him up out of his depression because they're doing something exciting, they're getting money, and they want to bring him in on it. Breaking into hotel rooms and taking luggage, wallets, and jewelry when people aren't in the hotel rooms. Doing this helped Bob Luke lose that cloud for a little bit. He wasn't angry, he was feeling exhilarated, and he was bringing money home. And he was getting in trouble. You know, he's getting time at county jails as his crimes begin to escalate, state prisons. He does go to a bank with a loaded gun as he gets into his 20s. Armed robbery, that's a federal crime. I know I just kind of sped through his life really quick, but that's what gets Bob Luke into the prison system. And it's that anger that he carries with him into the system. Once he's doing time at a lower security federal prison, he tries to escape. And he doesn't even get out of the building, it's just a plan. He's caught for the plan, and he's got a ticket to Alcatraz. So within 6 years, not ideal, this sets it up, but that's what Bob Luke looked like on his very first day here at Alcatraz. And to me, I think I see that anger in his face. I think I see the black cloud that he's carrying. And he hates Alcatraz. The only thing other than hate that he can feel for Alcatraz is boredom and monotony. And that would come really soon. You guys came on the night tour boat mostly. So that means you went around the island this way and you actually saw the building where Bob Luke, and heck, 2/3 of the prison population, they worked in that building too. It's the New Industries. It's the long, skinny building you saw on the tip of the island. 2/3 of the prison population at any time would be put in that building for labor. It's one of the things that Bob probably didn't like about this place, but it's Regulation 21. This happens to be one of our best-selling magnets downstairs. I don't know why, but basically it says you're going to get a job. Any job we give you, you have to do it. Failure to do so will result in disciplinary action.
Okay, we are in a section that's not usually open to the public during the day. It's actually the hospital area. That was the dental office that we just passed to, by the way. Get some here. Yeah, examine room. What's in this doorway? Got back to that distance. The X-ray room. I have to be quick, sorry, because it says lion formed in back of me here. This is it from the other room. Super open bathtub. That's cool. Got some cells up here too. Each room is kind of different. Maybe the same a little bit. Another room. Little vent over here, as you can see. Ooh, look at this. Pulling in these gels. What have they done? Let's make our way inside here. Like how there's a single bathroom in the corner of the room here. I'm not gonna look in it, but hold on, what does it say? Fragile's not placing anything on top. Of course I won't. See, I wonder if these initials are from visitors. No, I don't think so. So it's probably been there since the time. LM is probably initials from somebody. The T plus L, as you can see there. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so what's that out of here? It's kind of nice how you can go in and out of the cells. This cell's kind of similar from the other, so I actually might get some of a view, especially being at well past 8 o'clock. I need to use the bathroom too. What do you guys think? That's a nice clean toilet though. Yeah, look at outside. It's a beautiful night. Hello. Another cell over here. These cells are kind of big from the others. You gotta remember, this is the hospital section, so it must be. See, I know what? I don't know how this works with this being here. Big crack up there, as you can see. Go through here. So this is the medical care invitation in prisons. Heading back out. This is really quite interesting, I gotta say. Fortunately, we can't go in here. There's a lock. Look at the beds, what it was back then. Got the wheelchair over here in the corner. Cells. Stairs, well, wherever that goes. It's dark. It's interesting how you can't see it, but the toilet's on the steps. This, I really gotta say, this is worth the night. Coming here for the night tour at Alcatraz, because you really can get the feel of different things that you normally can't see during the day. Yeah. This is really interesting, I gotta say. For some reason, ever since Alcatraz Island's been closed, I've really turned up my history on the prisoners there who actually has been here, and what this place has come as a national park place now. Okay, so that is the hospital up here on the top level, it seems. Okay, heading back out where the prisons are, and you could tell it is getting dark. But yet, these cells have lights in them, unlike it was back in the past. So they have done a great deal of actually making this the place to actually come visit at night. I am gonna try to stick until 8:45 at least. The last ferry that leaves is 9:25. But there's a demonstration what it sounds like when the seals are closed, how they seal it. I don't think they're gonna put you in them. That would be interesting to actually do that, wouldn't it? If they did that. But let's see if we can make it till that time. I want to make it till that time, but if not, I do apologize if I don't get to that point. This seems to be open. I don't know if I'm gonna come in here. But we got remember what I told you earlier, they use spoons to spin them out into the metal divider with both cells on both sides. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I'm the only one in this section. I've actually heard this place is actually haunted, so I'm getting out of here. I'm not alone, as you can see, there's people surrounding me. But the cool thing about coming at night this as well too is it's not as crowded, believe it or not. It's a nice little crowd. I would almost say it's maybe a couple hundred people, but overall during the day you used to get a lot more than that, maybe over 1,000 people. You're more free to move around and see what you want to do. And things if you have missed, if you've done the audio tour, you can still roam this section. Normally you can't do that. So this is a big case of actually coming for the night tours as well too. Okay, I'm gonna check in with the security, see what's going on here. Security, can I see a visitor, please? There's nobody around. So if you notice, this is where the main office is, where you enter the prison. Like we said, on the opposite side of it, over here, is those windows where the visitation was. But this is where you have to report before going into the prison, wanting to see your visitor, of course. I just came in from this way. I'm gonna go out this way, but it's blocked out here. I wanted to go outside because this was the most famous place in the movie The Rock, actually, of course. This wasn't like this before, but it looks like we can go outside still. See how far we can actually go. Oh my gosh, this is cool being on the rock at this hour. And it is windy too, so I'm gonna hold on to my camera. Oh my gosh, look at this over there. This is an amazing view. Look at all the birds. What do they think there was going on there? But it is windy. Okay, after this showing this, are you guys ready to see the most amazing thing at this time of night? During the sunset hour. Check this out. Yes, I am talking about the Golden Gate Bridge. The view. The sailboat right coming across the bridge as well too. But others are absolutely enjoying this too, as well too. This is not often you'll get this unless if you do actually come out here for the night too. The sailboat's following me. This bird is really enjoying the wind. Look at that. He's blinding with the wind. He's having too much fun. What a view. I can't get over this view. Look, what the? Holy Toledo, look at this. Look at all the birds that are down there. This is insane. Is this Treasure Island? I mean, Alcatraz Island. It's here for the birds as well. Just look at that. That's insane. And birds are attacking people back beneath this as well too. Okay, so I'm gonna turn you around for a sec. This is the most popular area from the movie The Rock, of course, if you can remember. Nicolas Cage was actually up here with those flares, trying to get the attention of making sure. I'm not gonna say the word because of that. But Sean Connery also this as well too. Some of that was also filmed in the back of Alcatraz Island on the opposite side as well too. This wind's awfully heavy, as you can see. I didn't put the wind actually did it for me. It actually feels good, but I gotta head back inside. It is actually a little warm. Nice garden actually. The gardens of Alcatraz. That's pretty cool. It says on each display up here on top of the flares where each one is. Oh my gosh. It's so windy over here. I should have listened about very different clothes over here. All the pants.
Our Sounds and Slammer cell door demonstration here in about 5 minutes or so. How's your night been so far?
Good. Yes.
Everything you expected? More? Less? More. Any questions, thoughts, curiosities that you might have? You're kind of at the end of your night out here. You stuck it to the end. You've seen the real thing. What questions do you have for me, or just thoughts, curiosities about this place? You need answers. You need to get out there.
Have you ever experienced anything paranormal?
Have I ever experienced anything paranormal is the question. In my personal experience, I have none. I think there's definitely an energy here, right? I think however you define that, however you experience that, it's up to you. Everybody has their own experience out here. Me as a historian, I feel the weight of history out here the more and more I learn about this place, and that weighs on me. But it might manifest itself in different ways for you all. For me, it's not paranormal, it's more historical, but that's just my experience. Those doors swing out. Imagine you're on the third tier, you're on the receiving end of a door that's kicked open on you. Very unsafe system. But then the military gives up on this island. It's too expensive to operate. So the Bureau of Prisons says, we will take Alcatraz Island, we will renovate it. So the first thing that Warden Johnson does is he replaces all the old cell doors with the ones you see tonight. Rounded, tool-proof, steel-hardened bars. No longer you're going to go face-to-face with every single incarcerated man. The doors can be opened remotely from these boxes. And that's important because I'm now covered by the guard up here in the gun gallery who's going to lower down the keys. Because where you're standing, where I'm standing, you're not allowed to carry keys, weapons, you're not allowed to wear a name badge. So the keys are going to be dropped down. You're going to open up one of these metal boxes. Inside the metal box, you're going to find 3 levers. And when Warden Johnson moves into this building in the 1930s, he can't fill it up. It's supposed to be for the worst of the worst. He only manages to fill it up about halfway. And he's got an old prison island. He's got an old prison building. And even older ideas about incarceration, 1 man per cell, penitence in a penitentiary. Let's take a look. the doors that I want open are actually open, all I have to do, under cover from the guard in the gun gallery, is peer down the tier, and if I see red paint, I know that that door is open. A little bit of extra. During your rest period, you're going to be locked up. Of course, you're going to hear them again at final lockup. Now multiply hearing these doors 6 to 8 times a day over an 8-year stay here on Alcatraz. It's the place of temporary punishment. Typically, your time served here does not count towards your formal sentence.
Another beautiful night out here in Alcatraz. Okay, so this was an amazing night. If you have done this the day before here on Alcatraz, I would strongly recommend doing a night tour now. It's a whole different feeling here on Alcatraz Island. I strongly recommend it for anyone who like coming here, especially me. So here from Alcatraz Island in San Francisco, my name's Ryan. Make sure to give this thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you next time. We barely have made it. This is the very last ferry out back up to the city. We could. Okay, where's the entrance? Fourth ferry to San Francisco here. We have grabbed the last ferry out to the city. Okay. Can I say? Where's the line start? This line could be long from what it looks like. Okay, so once again, I better get back on that ferry before I miss it, but it's not here yet. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.